And welcome, everyone, to a Pac-12 chat. I'm Andy Katz. Pleased to be joined by Tyrell Roberts from Washington State. 5 threes and a win on the mountain range there in Utah. First win since 46 at Utah. Quite a long time before a lot of us were born. And you guys are 2-2. It is a long season. It's been a little rocky to this point. So first off, what are the chances that that could be the win as you get ready for Stanford that really flips the script on this season?
I think, we have a good chance for that win to be that for us. Obviously, like you said, it's been rocky, some ups and downs, some things out of our control. But, you want teams playing their best basketball as you get closer to March. So I think we have a chance to do that going forward.
Yeah, look, you guys were the team. I know I was not alone in looking at Washington State as sort of a trendy, sneaky pick that could finish somewhere, in that top 5 in the Pac-12. And I would argue that after the top 3, it is wide open. I mean, maybe Colorado has 4, but it's pretty wide open, and there's still plenty of room for growth. You've only played 4 Pac-12 games. What needed to change from prior to last week that you think has occurred?
I think, a big part of that is I think we're moving a lot better offensively. Obviously, we had some defensive lapses against Colorado, but I think from an offensive standpoint, things were getting a little stagnant. But I think, we were really sharing the ball and sharing the game a lot more. I think our chemistry is starting to build a little bit. Obviously, a little bit later than we would like to, but I think it's showing up good for us right now.
Now, for you, 3-point shooting wise, it wasn't like you were tearing it off at 50, something percent, somewhere in the 30s, and you rip off 5. What's the difference for you?
No difference, honestly. It's just believing in myself and believing in my shot. Like, I put in a lot of work. So I know I was hoping eventually they were going to fall, that work would show up for me. And it did. And hopefully I keep going.
You mentioned these obstacles and some of the inconsistencies earlier, and then COVID. What's the mood with this group as to whether or not the worst is behind you for this season?
I think the worst is behind us. Obviously, you never know. But we're optimistic and we feel good about that win. We feel good about what we can accomplish. Obviously, with Noah back, that helps a lot. I think we're just gelling a little bit more as time progresses, and it's been good for us.
Pullman has usually been a tough place to play. As you go forward here, because that's where you can start to rack up some wins, and then you hope you can steal a couple on the road. Once, students, and we'll see pro protocols and all that kind of thing, but what are the chances here into late January, February, that Pullman becomes that spot for you guys where you do not get a win in there if you're the opposing team?
Right. Hopefully our chances are good. Like you said, protocols might be different. Obviously that's out of our control, but I think playing in Pullman in general is just tough. It's a tough place to play. It's cold, snowy, a little bit of elevation, not as much as Colorado, but a little bit of elevation. But, hopefully we can get some people in those games and, pack that up a little bit and make it tough for teams to come to Pullman.
And last thing, Tyrell, Coach Smith obviously, was very positive about the season, and he still is, obviously. But how did he navigate you guys through a little bit of that rocky time in the first 6 weeks of the season?
He was just saying, we got to stick together. That was the main thing. We got to stick together, keep working, keep practicing, not necessarily change the whole formula around. Just keep doing what we're doing. And then, a lot of times I think we've lost in our losses. We've only lost by no more than 5 points. So, that's his main thing, that we're all right there in every game. But we just need to figure it out how to close those games. And once we figure that out, we can rack up these wins.
All right, Tyrell, appreciate it. Stay healthy. I still have a good vibe about you guys. We're heading in the right direction. It is still early. Plenty of Pac-12 games to go, and you're 2-2. Keep going up. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.